What up, guys? Mad Scientist 7A90 here with MVP Shear on the other line on Skype because he's a bitch and won't drive to my house from Mizzou because he's a bitch. Now, with this video here, we are going to do, should WWE bring back the Cruiserweight division? There has been a lot of talk about this, being on their network, them having just an all Cruiserweight show. I don't know if I like the idea of just being a Cruiserweight show, or them just...
First off, you got the question completely wrong. It should the WWE bring back the Cruiserweight title. Obviously, they basically have...
Well, you would have to have a Cruiserweight division first.
You could categorize them as the... I mean, I came up with the topic. You're not going to fucking tell me what my damn topic is. I just want to let you fucking know that right there.
I mean,
I'm not coming back from Mizzou to come see you every day. Just not gonna fucking happen, dude. No homo.
You know, I could just mute your ass right here. I could mute your ass right now, and we could just go on, and I could just talk a whole bunch, and just.
That would be fucking retarded, though. Then nobody would like this video.
I'm running this shit, son. Run shit, talk shit, express. Here we go.
Dude, they would comment about how you're like a fat ass or something. Like,
yeah,
I mean, we don't want that negativity on our damn videos.
It comes with the territory, so it's
we don't want the damn negativity.
What I was going to get to here is like I said, WWE with their own TV station they are starting here thought about having just a all Cruiserweight show, bringing back the Cruiserweight title. Me personally, I think that they should just bring it back for SmackDown. Give, if they're not going to push the tag teams, which it doesn't look like they're going to, they have plenty of guys on the roster that are sitting on their hands doing diddly. Superstars is pretty much turned into,
Tyson Kidd. Yeah.
Team Cruiserweight show. Obviously one of the best matches, better than almost 75%. If you haven't seen it, which I don't think I told you yet, is better than almost 75% of all of WrestleMania, which was Tyson Kidd versus Hunico from Superstars. The freaking,
dude, I believe it, bro.
The freaking week after WrestleMania, it was like almost like 12 minutes long, and it owned almost every other match on WrestleMania other than the three we've talked about.
Because Tyson Kidd's a beast.
I mean, you got like I said, you got Tyson Kidd. You could use Yoshitatsu, right. Hunico,
true.
Evan Bourne when he comes back if he's not fired.
That's gonna take like a year for him to come back, though. Maybe more than that.
Who even knows? I mean, and then there's guys on the FCW roster that are smaller guys. You got Trent Beretta. You got
Rey Mysterio's still there.
Rey Mysterio, he could do.
What better way? Okay, first of all, what better way to put over the Cruiserweight title again if you're going to bring it back? They put it on a former world champion like Rey Mysterio.
Well,
I honestly think if they want like somebody to take that title seriously, that's where they're going to have to go. Is give it to Rey Mysterio first, and then whoever gets the rub on Rey is going to just, hopefully be massively over.
That's what I was going to say. I think they should do it. I think they should. If they do, I think they should do it tournament style. I think it should get down to Rey and one other guy who's a young guy, and then in the tournament go over on Rey and kind of put him over. I think that would really.
I don't think that. I think Rey should win the title first, or they should even just. If one thing would make sense, I hate when they just give the title to people. I'm not saying this would be a great idea, but if you're gonna just hand it to anyone like they did with Triple H and the Raw title, you give the Cruiserweight title to Rey Mysterio. No one's gonna bitch or complain about that. He's obviously probably the best Cruiserweight they have, even though he's like almost 40, if not 40.
Yeah. Well, they did that with Mick Foley with the hardcore title.
Like, Mysterio versus Tyson Kidd would be great. Like, if people don't remember, Mysterio and Morrison had a match. It was probably a couple years ago.
Title or the U.S. title?
And it was like 20 minutes and 4 stars. You tell me Tyson Kidd can't do the same thing on SmackDown with Mysterio? I think he can.
There's talk of Morrison coming back too, so that's another. So, but
I don't know. I think it's kind of bad. They don't treat the Cruiserweight division like the X division. I think they should. Like, they treat it like it's totally like the lowest of low titles. Like they always have. It's never been like a big deal. It's never been prominent on the card. And that's the only problem. Like bringing back a guy like Morrison and putting him in the Cruiserweight division, it just kind of wouldn't make sense. It kind of seems like he's too big for that. Like the shoes of the Cruiserweight division is too big. Are too small for John Morrison to actually fill. Like, he would come in as a bigger star than, the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
But
I do like the idea that you said about, I think it would work that if they did bring it back, the title back, and then they just kind of, like, put it right on Rey, kind of like they did with Mick Foley. They kind of just gave him the hardcore title. It was kind of a title just in his honor, and then he kind of just I don't think he ever lost it. I think they just turned it into an official.
It's a lifetime achievement award. No, then they actually turned it into a real title. I believe they gave it to him and he retired it, but then they actually brought it back and they're like, oh, it's a great idea. Let's do hardcore 24/7 mode, bro.
Yeah,
they're like, let's just have the title defended everywhere. What if they had like Cruiserweight 24/7? What if like just Cruiserweight just flying off like balconies and shit, just pinning people?
Now, this brings up an interesting point. With titles and stuff like that. The Cruiserweight title is pretty interesting, but let's go a different direction. We're going to stay with the Cruiserweight. This is kind of in the same lane as the Cruiserweight, but something that's a totally different concept than anything WWE's done in WWE. And I would consider this probably, to a lot of fans, the most over thing in all of FCW, and that's the Jack Briscoe 15-minute Iron Man matches.
Right.
This could be another thing that they could say, okay, let's maybe think about this. This is something different. This is something special. TNA doesn't do it. Ring of Honor doesn't do it. I know CZW had an Iron Man title back in the day, but they've never really done like an Iron Man, rules where, 15 minutes or 20 minutes you get the most falls. And to me, the best matches that have ever occurred in FCW have been those FCW 15 matches.
Is it getting the most falls? Is it an actual Iron Man match, or is it like just a 15-minute time limit? Because if it was just a 15-minute time limit, that would be like the TV title.
No.
Which WWE could also have a TV title, which would actually probably be a pretty good concept. Just have it defended on TV. Have those matches go 12, 13 minutes. Put it on a guy like Ziggler. Like, I think that could get over. But back on, what you're talking about.
Yeah. No. This is actually the most falls in 15 minutes. It's not, 15-minute time limit, whatever. The first person who wins in 15 minutes wins. No, that's not it. It's 15 minutes legitimately, as long as it's 15 minutes goes, and as many falls as you can get in 15 minutes. Now, I know, like I said, they did that with Ambrose and Rollins. They had quite possibly the best match in FCW history.
And see, I only saw the 30-minute ones. That's where I was confused.
Yeah, and they had the first one, which was 15, the second one, which was 20, and then the third one, which was, 30. That's basically what's happening right now with Richie Steamboat and Antonio Cesaro. They had a 15-minute one, it went to a draw. They had a 20-minute one on this last episode of FCW, which was great, probably 3.5 stars, there on that 20-minute one, and it went to a draw on that one. So the next step is what? 30 minutes. 30 minutes, and Cesaro and Steamboat can probably go and probably do that and put on another great match.
Well, I definitely know Cesaro can go. I've seen enough of Cesaro.
I've seen enough Steamboat now.
He's Ricky Steamboat's son.
Well, yeah, but I've seen enough Steamboat now to know that Steamboat is a damn good worker, and there's a reason. There's a reason he has that title right now. He is
Richie Steamboat. He's Ricky Steamboat's son. See, I got it confused there for a second.
Yeah, but
got to catch myself. Don't want to sound retarded on the RSTS Express Wrestling channel.
Everyone knows
no wrong with that, though.
Everyone knows our game here. Everyone knows our game. All right, I'm fat. You're retarded. We're the RSTS Express.
Fucking do. That's fucking do, dude. Damn.
YOLO, bro. Hashtag. So.
Hashtag.
So hashtag should the Cruiserweight title come back?
Send us compliments.
Let us know what you guys think.
Well, no, but I do want to bring up the 15-minute thing. The Iron Man idea. It's only like, where do you draw the line of they could do that, but I just feel like WWE, if they, I know it happens in FCW where they probably don't supervise it as much.
Mm-hmm.
In WWE, I just feel like you would get so many falls in that time. Like, they would just have to, try to outdo, every other match. Like, oh, my God.
Well, here's the reason. Here's the main reason I say that.
Minutes. What an epic match.
Well, here's the reason. I get what you're saying, but here's the reason I say that is because the Intercontinental title and the U.S. title are not considerably at least the Intercontinental title is not considered the workhorse title anymore. What would you have to do to have something be a workhorse title? Put 15 or 20 minutes on it and let whoever get the most falls as possible. I think it would be massively over.
That's a great point, but that's a valid point. But what does that have to do with the Cruiserweight title? Is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Obviously,
we're going over.
It's not Cruiserweight.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying we're going over the ideas of basically them bringing back a Cruiserweight title, but the thoughts of just them looking like scum or whatever to be in the lowest form of whatever, compared to. The FCW 15, which a lot of people love. Could this come to it's another story. It's another time. It just kind of got thrown in here with the mix, but
here's the thing: if they wanted to bring up like the FCW 15 title, I think they should then cut a couple other titles. I think they would go with the world title, the Intercontinental title, that title, and then a women's title, and then a tag title. I think 5 titles is perfectly enough. I think that, we're talking about bringing back the Cruiserweight title, and I actually, when we started, this was my idea, and I thought it was a great idea. At the same time, they already have, 8 fucking titles to their promotion? How many titles do you really need? I think in order to make them more prestigious, just cutting it down to 4 or 5, and you could even have a Cruiserweight title, and that's 6. And that's 6 totally different things. You've got your World Champion, you got your Intercontinental Champion, which is basically your next in line guy, you got your Women's title, you got your FCW 15 title, which is basically, like you said, an Iron Man title. You've got the Cruiserweight title, which is basically for your smaller guys who do a lot of flips and shit, high spot matches. And you've got your tag titles. I think that makes perfect sense for a company. Obviously, Vince McMahon would disagree with me and think 2 world titles are better than 1. I tend to kind of disagree there. What are your thoughts on that, actually? I want to
Having too many titles, you would say?
What are your thoughts on, do you think that having 2 world titles diminish them together? If there was just one, that the champion would be more over than to say having, a fake belt on 2 people. You can't call 2 people in your promotion the best in the world, can you? You can't be like, they're both world heavyweight champions. They do, but it's kind of dumb. Well,
here's the thing. As of the last couple years, I want to say since 2008, probably, I've really thought as the world heavyweight title is just pretty much pointless. Just there to kind of the guy on SmackDown.
People can just lose it in 18 seconds, and nobody really cares.
But it is what it is. I think oversaturation of titles is really hurting. I think the merging of, I think they should merge, the WWE and the World Heavyweight. I think they should merge the U.S. and Intercontinental together. Should have one women's title, one, tag title. They should have everybody on both shows, and maybe one other title like a Cruiserweight, like you said.
And I agree. And you can do an Iron Man too. That way, the thing is, the biggest problem with, the top 2 with the U.S. and the Intercontinental and then the World Heavyweight and the WWE is they're basically the same title. They're just, brand titles. They're basically the same thing. They just represent the different people on each brand for them. But they're looked at as having the same value, which is dumb. If you have, you can easily merge those titles, add in, the Cruiserweight and the FCW 15. And basically have 6 titles that represent 6 different things.
Yeah.
Your top guy, your next top guy, your guy that does Ironman matches and is the workhorse, your women's champ, your tag team champions, and your small guy who's the champ of the little people.
We definitely went way off course of the actual Cruiserweight title idea, but
dude, you're fat and I'm retarded, bro. We do this sometimes.
So we're gonna get close to getting out of here. Let us know what you guys think about these topics we're hitting up here. Mostly the Cruiserweight idea. Let us know what you think. The oversaturation of titles. You think another title should be brought in? You think they should bring back maybe the Hardcore, the FCW 15, something like that. Let us know what you guys think, and we're gonna get out of here.
He's the fat ass. I'm the dude with the huge, big fucking head. This has been the RSTS Express Wrestling.
You signing us out?
Not in the lab, but on our channel.
Signing out. You gonna sign us out? You gonna go deuces? Say it.
Dude, YOLO, bro.
Deuces.